welcome to what I'm trying to do here, which is show you what I'm doing. Okay, this page here, this is all the times that I've spent writing. Yellow means I'm behind, green means I was busy doing something. I could only do 90 minutes that day rather than 2 hours. Alright, these extra times here, like it's 31 minutes that day, and I've made up 56 minutes, which makes 87 minutes. So if I do 3 extra minutes today, I can check this off, and so on. As of yesterday, I was 6 hours and 25 minutes behind. Alright, very good. Now, if we look over here, friends, this is what I'm working on. This is Walking the Dark Maker's Way. Here's where I'm working right now. Should I finish that up to get going? This is the current chapter I'm working on. Okay. Ooh, I forgot to set my timer. See, I'm giving myself credit for time, so I should have my timer running. Give myself, 2 minutes? Sure, 2 minutes. It's not too unreasonable. Alright. So, since you guys have no idea what's going on here, Contis is the brand new wanderer that Menno, our hero, has been forced to accompany to Runion Town and drop off before he can accomplish his mission of writing to Struensat and meet the person who's going to hopefully solve his problems. Sure, we'll free some stuff up. Sure, I'll quit. Makes things easier. Alright. Now, Menno is taken off. He just gives Contis the instructions. This is where you go. It's easy. Right into town. Don't get distracted. Go here. You're going to be happy. Alright. Now, this is a bad guy. Or bad girl. Bad chick. Not a villain. An antagonist. She's been assigned to stop Menno in any way she can, including killing him, which she's failed to do twice. She's not very happy about that. So this is what I'm going to be working on right now. Alright, once I get to the end of this chapter, see, it feels like a good place to end. Alright, I have down here, these are miscellaneous notes that I collect. The idea that his future is held within his past. Some ideas that will probably be for future chapters. Because you see down here, this chapter is 51 pages long, which is absurd. So I am cutting this up. There's a lot of backstory here. But these are ideas that I have, that I got while I was writing this chapter, that I want to get back to. Or maybe I'll find out that it's nonsense. Maybe I'll discard it. Who knows? We'll find out when I get there. The idea I'll have to return to them. Them being the pilgrims. I think I might have already covered this. Or it might not be relevant. Evie following. That's what I'm working on right here. You just saw that. Evie's right there. Alright. So it's the idea here is that he gets back to the Duskwork Way. He rides towards Struensat. There are plenty of pilgrims. He can still ride on it. Eventually it gets too thick. There are too many people here, and he will have to ride alongside of it, which will bring us to the original opening that I had several years ago. Alright. he knows some paths and roads that are slightly longer, but by taking them, he can avoid most of the pilgrims. Um, I'm still not decided if I'm going to use this or not. It's just an idea that came up when I was writing. I'm supposed to contrast to the trees, and I have absolutely no idea what the hell I was thinking there, but I have it here in case I remember. Down here are some miscellaneous notes. Um, there are two roads here, and this took me a while to figure out because he's not coming directly from the west, which is Duskward, but he's coming from the downriver part, which is south. And I kind of conflated the roads together for a little bit, and then realized I needed to just lay the notes out. So there are two roads here. There's a dirt pack road that has the Snarling Woman on it, which points towards the Duskward Road. Now, Snarling Woman, we've met her. Um, she got into a tussle with Contis, that boy earlier. She will come up again and nearly kill Menno very soon. And she will come up even again inside of Strunstad. So she's what was originally kind of this throwaway antagonist who grew in importance. So she's important here. Make her capitalized so I recognize her. Alright. The Duskward Road. I have a Duskward Way. I use way a lot. It might be too much, so I'm thinking about turning it to Duskward Road. We're seeing. Then the Duskward Road from Strunstad to the Duskward Keeps. That's the main direction of the road. Again, these are just notes. These are things that I'm keeping in mind. Runion Town is nearby, but it's off to the side. The same first hardpack road goes to it. Other notes, Runion Town, Gietdorn, and other towns are downriver. This is not a main artery. It's not even a secondary, but it's a tertiary spider web that leads to the main paved road. This is important because it's the way the Hinnies, who steal things, get into Runion Town. It's their chosen way. The pilgrims would join the others streaming to Strunstad. They would cut across to Runion Town. I'm not sure what I meant by that. Again, it's just a note. I have a feeling that that's just no longer relevant. Enter pass X and Y. Oh. Originally, I was going to have Menno and Contis enter Runion Town, and they were going to pass by two inns that are familiar from earlier on, but I decided that would take too long, so I cut this out. It's junk. With the kid, if you ever use your sword, and Menno's explanation of that, which has been written. Whoa, shit. I hate when that happens. Where was I? So this is why I hate it. I get lost. Alright, so option, check mark, and done. Yes, there's a whole discussion about how he uses his sword, but not as a weapon, but as a threat. Could be another break here. I've already used this. This was another snippet of conversation of why didn't you take this really important book to the main library, and it's because Menno responded that I find things, I don't collect names to hang on my chest. That particular wording wasn't used. It may end up getting put back in, but right now has been left by the wayside because there's just too much other stuff to cover. So after returning to the road, what is happening is the hardpack road that they were on crosses the Duskward Road, Duskward Way, and they have to make a little jig on it. So they spend a few yards going over a bridge where it starts on one side. The Duskward Way starts on the one side and then continues on, but over the bridge on the other side. So after they return to the road, they approach the downriver strip of forest separating Runion Town from the fields around. This I've already actually covered. Oh, that's kind of exciting. I didn't know that. So this is all alright. We will unhighlight it. That tells me black check mark means I don't have to worry about it anymore. Hardback dirt road melts into the X streets. I was trying to figure it's downriver streets. I wasn't sure which direction they were coming right at first. This is no longer happening, as I said. Menno cuts Contis loose before he gets into Runion Town. It's simply taking up too much time, and I didn't want to spend time on reminiscing about the city. So, gives directions. Menno cuts off. So this 2 is finished. Alright. Right. Again, this is leftover stuff. Mostly for townies, not travelers. This is a city. Runion Town is a place where a lot of travelers break before they move on to Struensap. It's still a whole day's walk. Actually, it's more than a whole day's walk. So it's a good place to break. It's mostly warehouses, barns. This is the stuff that we ended up not using. Okay, that there were mostly warehouses and barns. Menno took Contis to the End of the World Tavern, which has a very important role in an earlier chapter, then to the Five Boars Tavern, which appears a couple of times and is rather important for both good guys and bad guys. This is where Menno had seen one of the main antagonists, a tall guy with the bloody red vest, not floody. See, that means I edited it so I can tell what I've edited, what's original. It's beyond. Yeah, I can spell, can't I? The Midworld Sea, which is the main sea to the south. This is probably pretty damn boring. And the Cowl Companion, who is an opulent Ogier, who we see quite a bit. He's not exactly comic relief. He's not this tough, hardened guy. He's a wastrel. The type of person who's fallen on hard times and ends up dissipating his life in the equivalent of an opium den. But he's being used to capture the same man that Menno is trying to meet, kidnap him. So this won't work. It was just some ideas that I threw out there. I'm past it. It's not being used. And all of these were just thoughts that I had as I was writing about how I was going to end the chapter. Ended up going a slightly different way, but they're here. So it's just text. It'll get cut out. Done. Okay. These are also notes on how Menno is to direct him. This is all covered. It's all done. These were some are some ideas about Contis, the person I was talking about, the tyro, the person who's just starting out. He knows, full of classroom learning and has not yet found a single thing on his own, hasn't solved any puzzles or followed any trails or hasn't deciphered any stories, etc. This was to have gone through Menno's mind at an earlier time when he's considering uh, what to make of him. I went a slightly different way, so this wording I'll keep it around in my cut text files. Yeah, it was fun. I liked it, but it didn't make it in. Last part of piece of advice, they part. This has all been taken care of. Beyond that, again, these are just notes that I was coming up with as I was writing that I didn't want to forget about. And most of them have been used in one way or another. This is about Evie. This I forgot to put in there. This I'm going to put in there because it's really easy and it's important. It shows that she is really a tough character. So this is going to get snuck in above. It's not that difficult either. Yeah, it's going to be the nag, not Plowhawks. No, I've already got her on a nag. So she's not going to be quite as fast. She's going to have to take her time, which is why she's so far behind them. Plus, she doesn't want to give herself away. Right. So, this I have to put back in. Just stuff that I came up with. Not really sure what the hell I'm going to do with it. Probably move it on to the next chapter. Tessa had it right in the cruel way that gods played with lives casually, as if you were no more than an ant to crush underfoot. I may have used that before. I can't quite remember. So I have it here in case I want to go back to it and grab it because I like the text. Okay, Dad's stopping him. He's lying about the book that he was writing. This is reminding me of why there were problems in a flashback that I had written before. It's not important here, but these are just like leftover notes. Again, something to watch. I had thought that I was approaching the town from the wrong way, and I had flipped the town over, but it turns out that it is probably correct as is. I still have to draw the map of Rinian Town to make extra sure, but it seems to be going pretty well. And that is it. We will grab this. See if we can drop it in here. She stole from a barn. Not far from. Not far back. So, yay! So that's 10 words to start tomorrow with. Or I can add them today. This has to do with a word count challenge. So Evie, her body is sore, and each trot of the nag she stole from a barn not far back, bringing. Again, this yellow stuff here is really raw. And yeah, the rest of this stuff, these notes, we've already been over, and I will move them. And yeah, this gets moved to the next place where we see him, which is likely here. Now I've changed this. Yeah. I'm going to put this up here for now. This is text that I've already written that needs to get reworked. Alright. I'm just going to leave this here because I don't, well, no. This needs to get moved to the Runian town. Okay, so let's go down here. These are all the chapters. These are all the characters. These are the places. Let's go to Leash. Yes, we go to Runian town. We open this up. And here, toss this in here so I don't forget the notes. Alright, so I can refer to them in the future. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah, this I've actually already covered that. I don't even know why it's red. Yeah, this is all done. Alright. So this is cut. This is all done. And go down here to where I'm working. Chapter 19. Stuff that I've cut from it. Open the reference. I know this is the right chapter. Where I've been working. Drop it there. Changed the way that's gonna work. Yeah, so this all got taken care of. Yeah, this is all done. Yeah, I don't know why. Out of here. And now I'm going to have to chop this 48-page long chapter up. I also have these parts are highlighted. I still have to rewrite. Go over because right now it's super rough draft as well as probably. And yeah, this is all. Right, so there. So this is what I've got. All right, so a day or a few minutes in the life. Watching how this book comes about. Yay! Thanks for listening.